job. One thing I've used when people are playing phone tag is I'm like, okay, Joe, this is the day we're going to talk. And your thing about where you get one person that you haven't had luck with, I think it's the whole law of attraction, the whole universe thing, because you get one, you close one deal on one side of town, and you run to the other side and get that one. And I think it's momentum, it's all these different type of things, but I think that's kind of what's working. So anyway, Joe and I finally talked, had probably a 30-minute conversation, which I don't have a long conversation with anyone that long the first time. He finally comes out to the Glen Burnie Twilight group, fit in well, and Joe's got this aura about him where you feel like you've known him forever. It's just crazy. Joe is now, Max Fortune, who did my first book, Joe's helping Max with the radio show that Max is doing now. I'm going to be on that show on the 29th, but Joe is now running my Glen Burnie daytime group. He's in the Twilight group. He's been really very short time with NRG, but he's looking at what we're doing with NRG. He just seems to have a different, fresh attitude about it. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm going to bring Joe up if we could give him a big round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
You are all sharply dressed. This is the New Jersey style here.
Yeah, New Jersey style.
There you
I
go.
got attacked by a cat this morning. How's everybody doing? Good. How's everybody doing?
Great.
So Mike asked me to speak, to come out here, and Mark, I'm sorry I missed it. I was in traffic.
You caught the best part.
Did I? At the end? The end was the best part. So he asked me to come out and speak about networking and the power of that. And a little quick story about myself. When I did meet Mike and he finally tracked me down and I was able to go out to one of the NRG meetings, cool thing happened. I met some great people. And one of the things I've always done in networking is really, instead of just go out there and be one of those like card dispensers, you ever go to a networking event where it's like, here's my card, I've always been a relationship-driven person. And I really think that's where the magic's at. So I want to talk to you guys kind of my experience, my personal experience with NRG, meeting Max. One meeting changed everything.
Max or Mike?
Max.
Oh, Max.
Max,
Okay.
which
Oh,
came
okay.
through you,
Okay.
right? We talked about Max. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So I met this gentleman, Max Fortune, who helped Mike write his book and do all those productions that you see Mike doing now. And in one meeting, him and I formed a partnership, a joint venture, a strategic partnership. Now, did I plan for that to happen? Absolutely not. But what did I plan to have happen? The same thing I planned to have happen when I met Mike, which is to make a friend. You see, I think the key to networking, all of us sitting here today, coming out, and I guess when you guys go back to your respective groups, you're in your businesses and you want to get out there and you want to do what? You obviously want to increase business. You want to get more sales. You want to have more connections. Well, you know what the secret to that I personally found is to love like crazy and love more, is to really actually set yourself apart. Because when you're out there, and when you're really out there, you're competing against people that are going to go the extra mile. They're going to look at other people as bridges to get to where they want to go, but that bridge is a two-way street. It's a connection, and when you can make a connection with another person, instead of being a business card dispenser, when you can really make that connection, there's magic in that. That's 6 degrees of separation. And I think what NRG does better than I think a lot of other groups that I've personally seen is allow for those connections to happen. I've been to some real dumpster fire networking events where it really is. You could see the agendas, it's just agenda. Like, I'm going to get this guy, I'm going to get this person, and we're trying to love like crazy and love more. It is the simplest of things. Really genuinely care. And I know I don't have to explain that to every single one of you guys in this room. But in today's media-driven world, social media-driven world, everybody is trying to do what? They're trying to systematize everything. They're trying to cut corners. They're trying to get their stuff online, kind of distance themselves and do something like this. Well, I only talk to highly qualified prospects, right? Trying to do that, right? Trying to take themselves so far out of the equation. But here's the cool thing. When everybody's zigging, you want to be zagging. I heard that at a great event. When everybody's zigging, you want to be zagging. So everybody's going online. Everybody's trying to distance themselves. Everybody's trying to just monetize. Well, guess what? When we are replaced by technology, we are no longer relevant. And a guy like me will always come in and with a handshake and a smile will beat any lead capture page, will beat any sales and marketing plan, simply because I really have an attention to detail to meet each and every person I come in contact with and build a relationship if there's a relationship to be built. And that's the power of networking groups, is to really form partnerships, to form those connections. How can I help you? How many people know Zig Ziglar in here? You can have anything you want in this life if you help enough people do what? Get what they want. So that relationship between business owners, between quote unquote networkers, and other business owners and other networkers can be much more effective when we really actually get to know one another, right? We actually really care. We really care, not just in, hey, who do you know? All right, get a referral. But really get to know. How can I help? How can I be a part of this person's success? Mike and I've done that. And I think it's highly effective to do that. Too often, I've seen this, and you guys I know probably experiences. Again, the credit card dispensers. The person who gets your information and does what? Probably does what? Never follows up with you, right? You ever have that happen?
Yeah.
Set an appointment, nobody follows up. They really don't care. And they're missing the point, because out there in today's highly competitive market, it's the one who's out there separating themselves that is going to win. And I think right now, the ability to belly network, the ability to form partnerships, the ability to really get down to knowing people, knowing who you're working with. This is a team in here. This is a team. In a very short period of time that I've been with Mike and been with NRG, it's been a real strategic partnership. I didn't go into NRG just to show up and go, hey, here's my business. No, I went in there to make it better, to really make it better. I went in there with a specific agenda to leave everybody better than I found them, even if it had nothing to do with what I was doing, because that's business. That's good business. That's planting seeds. And it will supersede any technology that there's out there. It's real friendship, real partnerships, real connections, and that how can I help you mentality, and really caring about each and everybody's business, because you see it out there. So there's blessings in that, I assure you guys. And I think if I do anything, it's press that upon you. And I've seen that with my partnership with Mike. Who knows where this is going? But I'll tell you right now, it's going somewhere great. It really is. And I'm committed to that. And somebody once said, I was at a great seminar, this Adam Markell said, how you do anything is how you do everything. And I assure you, for me personally, when I go out to a networking event, guess what? My eyes are panned. I'm seeing who I want to give referrals to by how they show up when they don't think the lights are on, by how they show up when they identify that maybe I'm not a customer, right? By how they really show up. Are they committed to the groups that they're a part of? Are they actually contributing? All those things. Just like a customer is always watching businesses, right? We in the networking community and business community, we're forming partnerships that we really don't have time to play around with. And those relationships are sacred. They are precious. So if I impress upon anything with you guys today is to love like crazy, love more, nurture your network. Go the extra mile, right? Go that extra mile. Put on that smile. Don't be those individuals that go to meetings that literally have that look of death on their face. I will never do business with somebody like that. I don't care. Right?
I'm going to refer them business.
Right. We need to help something. So I think there's just something about that when you go into situations to network like that, where you can really then start attracting people to you. And you do not know. You'll never know what connection is going to lead to what connection, which is going to lead to what connection. And it is naive and short-sighted to just pick and choose. So my message today, and thankfully from Mike, is to love like crazy, love more. Get out there and smile. Get committed. Get effective. Get excited about networking. Go on that extra step to build those bridges and keep that ball in the air. Keep those relationships going, even if it doesn't look like they're going anywhere. All right? Fair enough? Good, good. Thank you.
Tell you what, let's give Joe a real big round of applause.